Welcome again to Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. It's a very, very good day here. I'm in Ghana. Exciting times. Today is a big one for Chelsea. Are playing against the Middlesbrough. I keep on asking myself, why can't Chelsea win FA Cup double with Carabao Cup double? Like, what really can stand in Chelsea's way and prevent them from winning a double of the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup? They have been drawn against Aston Villa, a very difficult side. Of course, if you look at how good Unai Emery has set up his team in recent times and how players like Ezra Konsa, John McGinn, and the likes of Oli Watkins and the likes are getting good goals at the back of Douglas Costa, having players like Paul Torres, very experienced centre back, and of course Martinez and Pose. It's a team that is menacing and difficult to play against. And of course, right after that, Chelsea are going to be playing Middlesbrough. Then there is Aston Villa, then there is Liverpool within that stretch. I mean, huge run of games for Chelsea Football Club, but there is no doubt that Chelsea can go ahead and win a double of the Carabao Cup and then the FA Cup this season. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for choosing me on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, pause the video now, go back, subscribe to the channel, and do choose all in the notification when you turn it on. It is very, very important, just so you get a best of football analysis here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I am grateful to have you here. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. There are a host of things I'm running through we're about to discuss today. First of all, it's Chelsea and then the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup. Can Chelsea possibly go ahead and win a double this season with the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup? Can also Chelsea get players fit for all? There's updates on Nkunku and Nkunku's injury issues, and whether it is the knee again or not the knee, or is a different place. Nathaniel Chalobah is back to full fitness. Enzo Fernandez and his entourage have spoken with respect to his injury issues and the issue of the hernia that prevented him from playing a couple of games in recent times. Quite apart from that, Romeo Lavia, Kani Chukwuemeka, Benjamin Chilwell, all of these players are back. But really, there's a lot of discussions to have at Chelsea. Also, there's a lot more discussion to have in the transfer market. Did you ever believe that Chelsea's front three that won the last Champions League under Thomas Tuchel, after just 2 years on, 2.5 years on, we're going to end up at Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester United, and Arsenal? Like, did you ever believe? And I would want to know in the comment section, what do you make of these players? Timo Werner, Mason Mount, and Kai Havertz. Do you think that they could have been a wonderful setting that stayed at Chelsea, or you think that it is right that they left Chelsea Football Club? So we'll talk about that. In fact, we'll start with that here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Then we'll go to the other conversations also. So, Bild, Kicker, Sky Germany, a lot of the outlets in Germany are reporting that Timo Werner to Tottenham Hotspur is done. I mean, yesterday even Fabrizio Romano did reports that Timo Werner to Tottenham Hotspur is almost done, and then I think it's just for a loan, and then an option to buy for about 17 million in the summer. It's not an obligation to the buy; it's an option to buy. And I told you that for Tottenham, people like Fabio Paratici and the likes were in the back, were in the dark, trying to pull the strings for them to get some of their players that they wanted in January. And Timo Werner, for me, is someone that's going to fit perfectly Ange Postecoglou's brand of football. It's going to create a lot of space for him. You see, so if you look at Tottenham and you look at how they use their two fullbacks, in Pedro Porro and then Idogie, both of them usually come to occupy central areas, to try and overload central areas, to try and provide easy passing options in central areas. And then there's usually a lot of space from outside. So their wingers or their attackers are usually going to have a lot of space in there. Now, Dejan Kulusevski tend to have a lot of threats in central areas when he play in there. So it would be wise to push players like Dejan Kulusevski into central areas. Then you have someone like Timo Werner that has a lot of pace into wide areas to attack those spaces, win those balls in there, get in behind the likes of Dejan Kulusevski, and then make something happen. So He's going to be a very, very important player for Toney. Very, very important player. Looking at how Toney wants to play. Again, you look at Maatsen, who has been bought by Manchester United. Yes, he has flattered to deceive us now. I can't even. I mean, I can count on one hand the number of games that Maatsen has played in about the last 3 months. He has been on and off the treatment table. Arsenal played against Liverpool just a couple of days ago, and their fans are all of a sudden on Kai Havertz's head. Albeit I think that Kai Havertz has a special quality, being a hybrid of an attacker and a number 10. He gives something else to Arsenal Football Club. But hey, when teams aren't winning, and the player is always going to be under pressure. When he went there and Arsenal were winning, there was no pressure. Now Arsenal are not winning, and Kai is in a lot of pressure now. He's in a lot of trouble, and a lot of fans are calling for his head, saying that hey, he's not good enough. Arsenal shouldn't have bought him. Chelsea ripped them off and all that. But I don't know. I want you to answer this in the comment section. As a Chelsea fan, did you ever think in your wildest dreams that the front three that won the Chelsea the last Champions League were going to end up in Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur, and then of course Manchester United? I never thought of that even in my wildest dreams. I never believed that Chelsea's front three were going to end up like this. But hey, it is the business of football. I don't even think that Chelsea fans will boo Timo Werner when he goes to the Stamford Bridge. I don't think that they are going to be they're going to be how do I say, they're going to be hostile towards him when he goes to Stamford Bridge. I don't think so. I think that they are going to show him some good respect. Yes, he's a player that struggled at Chelsea, went back to RB Leipzig this season. He hasn't been really scored much, but hey, he's going to be an important player for Ange Postecoglou and their team. So there is a lot of updates and in the Chelsea conversation. But before that, let's do a quick transfer update in there. So Timo Werner has been mentioned. Ian Maatsen trained with Chelsea yesterday, but he's going to travel to Dortmund for his medical, and then a possible loan for him. The likes of Ian Maatsen, very versatile player. He's a player that in preseason I thought that Pochettino would use more actually, with how he used him in preseason. But I'm looking at things like height, and then the fact that he thrives a lot more in central areas, and Poch wants his fullbacks to keep the width high and wide. So he doesn't really fit exactly how Poch wants to play. But it's just a loan. I like the fact that Chelsea are just going to take him out on a loan, and are not looking to sell him outrightly. Yes, he wants to get some game time, and that's exactly why he is 11. So yeah, that's it. By way of Ian Maatsen. Yesterday I updated you on Kylian Mbappe. I updated you on Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney has spoken. He spoke, and he said that there was a time in that 8 months ban where he fell out of love with football. He didn't want to play football again. But I've seen that interview, and a lot of things have been said. Ivan actually went to Nashville in America, had a finishing coach to better how he wanted to play, came back to Brentford under Thomas Frank, went through the paces again, joined the team training at some point in time, played some games that he was supposed to play behind closed doors for Brentford, and he thinks that he's sharp and he can go on and kick on playing. I don't think that Chelsea will go on for Ivan Toney in January. I think that Chelsea will do the deal for Victor Osimhen now, and then Osimhen is going to come in January in the summer. If you look at how much Brentford wants for Ivan Toney, who has stayed out of football for a couple of months, for about 8 months, isn't really sharp, hasn't really gone through his paces. I don't think that he's the player that Chelsea are going to go for. So it's a little bit dicey, but yeah, he'll return to football. Everybody will see if Ivan Toney is the same Ivan Toney that we used to know, especially looking at the fact that Brian Mbeumo is going to join Cameroon for the AFCON. Wisa is also out of that team. They are not going to let Ivan Toney go for easy. They're going to sell him for big money, and I don't think Chelsea will be willing to pay in January that huge sum of money for Ivan Toney. So yes, I've heard a Jordan Henderson story. Again, I tell you, it is a story that you don't even read it twice. Jordan Henderson and his agent just want a place to go. The move to Al Ittifaq in Saudi Arabia didn't seem to work out for them. I'm hearing that they've contacted teams like Bayern, they've contacted teams like Bayern Leverkusen and the likes, that they would love to move in there and go and play for them. It's something that's still developing. Same for Nathaniel Chalobah. He has returned to full training. Bayern will start discussing Nathaniel Chalobah to see if he gets to go to Bayern and be that replacement that they've always wanted for Benjamin Pavard in there. They also want a player in the middle of the pack for Bayern. But yeah, that's it in the Chelsea has some big games. Middlesbrough, Fulham, come back to play Middlesbrough again. Then they go ahead to go and play Aston Villa in the FA Cup, then Liverpool. Huge run of games. But I think that the 2 set of cup games provide Chelsea a very good opportunity to go ahead and win silverware. I mean, what will stop Chelsea from winning silverware this season? The two cup games. If you look at what Chelsea can do against Middlesbrough, a team that's languishing just below middle table in the championship. But yeah, Michael Carrick is doing some sort of a good job, mixing a very good positional play with some very good physicality in his team. And they tend to be getting the job that they tend to be able to rub their shoulders against other people, other teams to grind results. You saw that game against Aston Villa away at them. It wasn't an easy game for them to go and play against Aston Villa. Now, they come in, although they didn't win the game, Aston Villa struggled to get that important win. Chelsea are also going to play Aston Villa in an FA Cup game. So the two fates of both three sets of teams are intertwined, right? So that's it with Chelsea and then Middlesbrough. They need to get a job done. I think that nothing looks like it's going to stop Chelsea from winning the Carabao Cup. The FA Cup is just too early to have that discussion. But if you look at what Chelsea can do in the Carabao Cup, if you look at the kind of football that they can play away and how they can turn a game on its head, you see, I think that the team has improved largely against a mid-block and a low block. In recent times, all the teams that Chelsea have had to play against, low blocks and mid-block, breaking them down hasn't been an issue, however. Now, fans aren't talking about it again because, yeah, Chelsea aren't losing games, but then breaking these teams down hasn't been a big deal. In the past, it was a big deal. In the recent past, actually, it was a big deal. It was difficult for Chelsea to break down low blocks, difficult for them to break down mid blocks. Now, if you look at someone like Enzo Fernandez, his entourage has spoken about the fact that, yes, whilst he had a hernia, the pain seems to be going down. The last game, he played 90 minutes, and he seems to be very happy. He seems to be smiling, seems to be playing exactly how he wants to play. And again, I talk about the fact that somebody like Moise Caicedo has been very underrated at Chelsea. Yes, he's not a flamboyant player. Yes, he doesn't play at the exact position that we saw him play under Roberto Di Zerbi. But hey, you see Moise Caicedo, he gets the job done on the ball, off the ball. He is a very, very important player for Chelsea. And if they are going to go ahead and beat Borough and go into Villa and then do some good stuff in there, possibly qualify for Europe, then truly it is going to be hinged on players like Moise Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez in the middle of the park. And yes, whilst in Pochettino's pre-match press conference spoke about respect for Borough, I think that Chelsea should be able to navigate a very good win against Middlesbrough in there. So, again, the Conor Gallagher conversation. Conor is going nowhere. Mauricio Pochettino has said it. He has been verbatim with it, that he is excited with Conor's performance and he wants to keep Conor in his team. It's important that he keeps Conor Gallagher in his team. So, Christopher Nkunku is not going to play against Middlesbrough. There's no way Christopher is going to play against Middlesbrough tonight. He is injured, but not the knee. It's at his hip, and it's just for a couple of days. I'm sure that the next game that Chelsea are going to play in the league against Fulham over the weekend, he's going to be in there for Chelsea to go ahead and play, for him to play for Chelsea in that game. So yeah, Benjamin Chilwell, Benoit Bellashile, Kani Chukwuemeka have returned to full training. For Benoit, it's an important one for him, especially since the last time that he got injured and the fact that he was going in confidence after making a few mistakes. He needs to get into the team to get some sharpness and some full fitness and play some good stuff. It's important that he gets back. Same for Benjamin Chilwell. I think that if Benjamin Chilwell is able to stay fit, like the way, let's see, Malo Gusto, Benjamin Chilwell are able to stay fit this season for the rest of the season, it's going to be very, very, very important for Chelsea. Malo Gusto stays fit, Benjamin Chilwell stays fit. These two players are going to be very, very, very important. Natural wing backs. Attack the wide areas. Allows Modric to cut inside. He is going to stay out wide. Do the overlapping run for Mihailo Modric on the left-hand side. For Modric to cut inside. On the right-hand side, seeing if Raheem Sterling is playing. Malo Gusto keeps the weight very high and wide for him to come inside. Very, very, very important. Benjamin Chilwell for him to stay fit for the rest of the season. Kani Chukwuemeka, the connector, I call him, like you already know over here. I've said several times the kind of player that can receive in between the lines for Chelsea Football Club. He's also going to be very important if he stays fit going forward. It was a knee injury that robbed him of a couple of games. Now he's returned to the team and everything seems to be fine. So yeah, we've discussed a lot of things here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube today. The team news, Christopher Nkunku's latest test, Robert Sanchez's fitness decision, Andre Santos' future, the desire to reach the final, and everything that has to do with the transfers, Jan Maatsen's, Chelsea's, Manchester United's, and everything. So yeah, that's where we draw the curtains. We'll hear from us again right after the game against Middlesbrough. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Turn on notification so that you're first to get the notice as and when we drop a video. Bye. Have a nice day.